Welcome to today's CT Buzz. I'm Angelica Truno. Ben Fuchs, founder of Fuchs Financial, is with us today to talk about mistakes that people often make when retirement is approaching, so that we don't avoid making those mistakes. In addition to being a certified financial planner, Ben is also a certified private wealth advisor professional. Ben, most people approaching retirement are not retirement planning experts, and they haven't been down this road before, so it's not surprising that mistakes happen. What should people look out for? What are the don't do that top 5?
The don't do that top 5 in retirement. I mean, it really starts with not having a plan. And I think it's so often that people will try something new and they embark on like a whole new scenario and they don't have a plan. Listen, I am a father of 3 children. I love them. One of them doesn't really go out and try new things when he's younger. But, you know, the other 2, when they want to go do something, I'm like, oh, that's great. What's your plan? And then you don't have one. All right, well, how are we gonna make sure that we succeed? You know, how are we gonna figure out all the ins and outs? And it's the same concept in retirement. You know, you can't go into retirement just saying, oh, I'll wing it, oh, everything will be fine. And I get frustrated when I hear other advisors saying, oh, my clients will be fine. We need to, at the very least, help them understand the what ifs. And that's really a big part of our job. I would say another kind of top 5 is underestimating healthcare costs. We understand that, you know, because of the changes recently in the Affordable Care Act, retiring before 65 means that you're going to be paying more for out-of-pocket health insurance. And you have to be prepared for that, and that's okay. You can still retire earlier. We just need to make sure that we work that into the plan.
Okay, those are 2 large mistakes that people need to avoid. There are a few more to keep in mind, so walk me through those.
Sure. Claiming Social Security too early. I can't tell you the amount of people that said, Ben, I don't care what you say, I'm just going to take Social Security at 62. And I say, that's great, but you're here with me, so why don't we just have the conversation, right? Why don't we play out? What happens if you take Social Security while you're still working? What happens if you take Social Security earlier than you need to? What if there are some planning tools that we were planning to use that we can't now because you've already claimed Social Security? So for us, we want to make sure that we're working that into the math. That has to be a part. It's a base of a lot of people's retirement, and a lot of people want to take it as soon as they can. But why don't we just have the conversation before you do it?
And mistake number 4 is ignoring taxes in retirement. That sounds like a risk you really don't want to take.
Yeah, I mean, listen, our website is taxesandincome.com. We have 2 full-time accountants on staff. Taxes are a very big part of what you have. We're very tax focused and tax centric in the way that we handle our investments. And you know, the old adage, it's not what you make, it's what you keep. It's even more important in retirement. So there are a lot of mistakes, a lot of tripwires that people can kind of go onto if it's, you know, paying too much for IRMA, for Medicare, if that's not getting deductions because they've done certain things with their income. We want to make it, or not, you know, even in Connecticut, having to pay more state tax than they need to because they've gone over certain limits when they didn't need to. So for us, we want to make sure that we're helping our clients avoid those and keep more money in their pocket.
That's a lot to think about and keep in mind. Thank you. Okay, there's one more. Another mistake to avoid, taking too much or too little risk.
All right, so if you're going to throw me on a soapbox, it's being too far in one direction or the other. I get very frustrated when people say, hey, everything should be safe, you're retired, just, you know, make everything, don't take any risk. And on the other side, people say, oh, don't worry, just leave everything in the stock market long term, everything will be fine. And there are studies that show that both of those can be very, very wrong. Both of those can really hurt you if we run into the wrong scenario. And to me, I don't want, you know, from a percentage standpoint, I want to give my clients the absolute best opportunity to not have to go back to work in retirement, to not have to be reliant on anyone else in retirement. And we do that by creating the right mix of risk and safety within their portfolio.
And that's great. Thank you, Ben. And now we know what not to do, so we can stay clear of those mistakes and have a smoother path into retirement. Fuchs Financial has offices in Middletown, West Hartford, Middlebury, and Mystic, and your initial consultation is complimentary, no obligation. Thanks, Ben, and thank you for joining us for today's CT Buzz. I'm Angelica Truno. See you next time.